Okay, welcome everyone to the 2016 Gift from the Heart webinar. This evening is intended to give you a little bit of background about the day to help you plan your day, make it as successful as you can, and to answer any questions that you might have regarding what the day is like or could be like for you. So the first, this is me. This was last year at Maxwell College, again, participating in the Gift from the Heart. A fabulous day, and we're going to talk a little bit more about that. So what is the Gift from the Heart? Where did it start and where is it today? Let's talk a little bit more about that. The Gift from the Heart is a day that's set aside for all dental hygienists across Canada to share their knowledge and their skills with those in our communities who need it the most. And that's what the day was designed to do. I always like to show pictures, so I'm going to be cutting in from time to time. These are participants from years in the past, and from their T-shirts to the way they decorate and what they do, and the numbers of people. You can just see the passion in their smiles. Okay, so let's go on. So it all started in 2009. That was when I opened my own independent practice in Trenton, Ontario. There was about 25 of us in Ontario, independent dental hygienists, who had opened our own offices. So I gave everybody a call and said, I've come up with this idea about having a day free, no cost dental hygiene services to those who really desperately need it in each of our communities. Is anybody interested in supporting this and doing it along with me? And there were 16 offices that said, yeah, let's do that. I think that's awesome. It's going to bring public awareness to our offices because back then we didn't have a lot of support. Our associations, whether it be, our provincial or even larger associations, just weren't supporting independent practice to the level that they are today. So with that, we felt we had to be inventive and start getting our word out to the public that they had a choice and where they could access care. So this is how the Gift from the Heart started. Also remembering back then too that when you don't own your own practice, it's very hard for you to step up to your boss and say, hey, you know what, I want to give, the next 2 units of scaling free to somebody. That's not going to happen. So this was my office back in 2009. These are lots of my friends and colleagues that decided, hey, you know what, let me help out for the day and let's all work together because together we can make a greater impact than if we try to do it individually. So now we have hundreds of locations and people participating from, independent dental hygienists that own their own offices to dental hygienists in traditional practices, those who own their own mobile clinics and in colleges as well, which is awesome. So I'm going to tell you a little bit about each of those locations and how you too can get involved. In the past 7 years, dental hygienists have delivered more than $500,000 in dental hygiene services to those in our communities who need it the most. That is outstanding. It's actually crippling to even hear those numbers of just how much of an impact we are making by participating in the Gift from the Heart. The story behind the Gift from the Heart, I've told you a little bit about it, about where it came from, and why I decided to do it, and just the importance of us as dental hygienists having a very loud voice. It's difficult to hear just one of us, but as we get together and talk a little bit more about what we're doing and helping those people, we really do need to build trust because we are the beginning stages of the process of care for a lot of individuals who know nothing about the importance of keeping their oral health impeccable condition for their overall health. It's very important. These aren't people that go to the dentist on a regular basis. We're seeing the people who otherwise just would not go for finances, for fear, for a lot of reasons while we're seeing them. So remember to go to our website. There's a lot of amazing information. We're going to scoot around a little bit tonight and see some of it, but take the time to actually take a look at some of the other suggestions that dental hygienists have asked to put up onto the website year after year. I'm going to ask you a quick question just to get a show of what people are responding to as far as uh, is this their first time participating? Well, everybody has voted, and I just want to let you know that it's split right down the center, half and half. So amazing. Thank you very much for sharing that information. It's nice to know, what our listening audience is, who I have on the other end here. So I want to tell you a little bit about who's helping us this year and why it's so important to have your name listed onto our website by Monday, because that is when Tuesday I go to the CDHA office and we'll help pack up all the gift bags to go out. This year we have a national sponsor, which is Henry Schein, and thanks so much to Henry Schein for coming forward at such late notice. They have, we'll be putting a package together as well and pulling the names off the website. I don't know exactly all that's going to be in there. We'll find out what they're going to put in. I know they said gloves and masks. They're hoping to get somebody on for toothbrushes. The CDHA is always most generous to do the packing from their end as well. You'll find some information and also promotional savings from companies like Maxident, Wicked White, PDT, uh, and lots of other information in between from other vendors as well. So I just wanted to give you a little bit of information why we're kind of pushing to Monday, so that everybody who wants to register, double check the website to make sure I have all your information correct, because that's what they're going to take it from, okay? This was us last year at the CDH office, and that's what you'll be expecting to see again, is an envelope like that coming in the mail, plus I would think a box coming in the mail from the Henry Schein. So first thing you need to do, if you haven't done it already, or if you're talking to people, is this is a site that we go to register. Now in Ontario, I do need your CDHO registration number. We had some problems in the past year where we had people posing as dental hygienists that were not. I don't know what they thought they were going to get in the mail by doing this, but anyways, I really do need it. If you're listening, and I know we have some people listening that are not in Ontario, just put some zeros up there, and then you can continue. What I need to get from this is where your packages are going to and how people can contact you. So that's the information there. The other thing you're going to see that on one of our sites as you go across on the website is ways to find the information about what else there is in there. So this is the posters and documents page 2016. And on here, you're going to get the Gift from the Heart Facebook cover already designed for you. You just have to load it up onto your Facebook page. There's the poster there, a media release already done for 2016, so you can send that out to radio stations, to newspapers in your area. It's already designed for you and in different documents so that you can actually add your information into it. We have a Gift from the Heart medical history that's been designed and okayed by different provinces, so you can be using that. So lots and lots of information. Please, cruise through the website and take a look. The next thing you're going to go to that you'll see is the um, I just want to talk to you a little bit. Here's the poster. So this is what I've uploaded for you so that you can then add your information to it. So you can make it look something like this. You can add your location, your time, contact number, a picture of, you and your office or whatever, and, a website. So this is from last year, a couple of years ago, but just wanted to give you an idea of how you can change things around so it fits you. Then there's the next page is going to be the helpful hints as you scroll across. And in here, it will, give you other things like the photo permission form. So if you're taking photos, again, you want to make sure if they're going to get into papers or onto websites that you do have a signed permission form. You'll also have some other, planning for your volunteers. If you're working in a college location, it's going to give you some helpful hints how to set up your day in there as well. So lots and lots of, information people have shared at this time. And you can get out there and just act silly for the day and wave people in off the streets. This is one of the colleges up in North Bay. I only pointing them out because they are so active in their community when it comes to the Gift from the Heart. They have sponsors who bring in foods and drinks and do posters and advertising, and it is a community affair event, the Gift from the Heart, from every year. In the front, we have Chantel, who has Hilltop Dental Hygiene, and she actually has brought on the whole college up there, and it just keeps growing from year to year. So, when you're at the college level, for those listening, and I know we have people on here, so I'm just going to stop for a minute and let you know that, the instructors will be able to do most of the debridement a lot quicker than the students can, depending on where they are in their years of training. Students can do everything from the assessment to doing oral hygiene and goal setting at the end. You could also ask dental hygienists in your community to come in and work from the college level. You can bring in dental assistants if that's being taught there as well, to do the asepsis portion and sterilization. So there's so many ways to get involved, being greeters, seating them, all different things that can be done. It is an amazing, I've done it for 5 years of the 8 at a college level, and it is a wonderful, wonderful experience. I've also got lots of phone calls from people saying, well, you know what, I'm not an independent dental hygienist. In Ontario, I'm not self-initiated. Is that a problem? Can I still volunteer? Well, of course you can. Anybody can volunteer. We have family, we have friends, we have other coworkers volunteering. You could, even use your general practice where you're working and ask the dentist if they will gift, the office for the day on Saturday. And as long as there's the people who are doing the debridement are within their scope of practice, are independent and have self-initiation in Ontario, that's all that matters. We can assign you a job no matter what it is to help out for anybody else who is not an independent dental hygienist. So always fun to have lots of people involved in the Gift from the Heart Day. Look at these smiling faces and see how happy everybody is to be participating. So the other question I get from people is, well, how do I get noticed? And I see that's a question that's popped up even already in tonight is, how do I get clients? Well, this is how you get clients. At every radio station, they have PSAs, and those are public service announcements. They're free. There's no cost to you. You just have to call them up and say, I would like to take advantage of your public service announcement spots. I am participating in the Gift from the Heart. It's a non-for-profit day. We do no cost dental hygiene services on Saturday, April the 9th. This is my location. This is my office name. Give them your name. And, even if you get onto all the websites and send them out emails, people will call you back or make some phone calls yourself and leave some messages. There's the other thing you could do on that page. You saw those documents. There was the one for having the letter to the mayor. I know that Lori Lawrence, who I saw joined us tonight as well, does this. She's one of my long-standing participants, and I'm just going to unmute her just for a second here. Lori, can you hear me?
Sure can, Bev.
Lori, can you just share with everybody a little bit about how you go about having the day proclaimed? Because I've seen it in your office.
Yes, I don't mind sharing that at all. Happy St. Patty's Day to everyone, too.
Oh, to you too.
Thanks. So I'm sitting here in my green, and I'm just looking at all the red here from the Gift from the Heart. And, this is a fabulous way to really become involved with your community, which is so important as an independent dental hygienist. So what I do is I go to my town council meeting, and I ask for a proclamation for the day in my town, Smiths Falls, Ontario, to be proclaimed Gift from the Heart Day. So it's a special status day, and it costs the town council nothing. They are pleased to do it, but what it does do is the media are usually at these town council meetings, and they will pull you aside and do a little interview because you've now brought public awareness to the event, which is so important to get the word out of what we're doing. And the mayor will do an official letter an official proclamation, which every year I put in a frame, and we have a photo taken with the mayor, and guess what? That also will usually end up into the newspaper. So it's an amazing, very simple way to bring awareness about the event and to let your community know that you really are participating in something pretty amazing. And it's truly humbling when you get stopped in the grocery store or on the street even months later and people say, wow, that was a really good thing you did there when you did that gift from the heart thing. You know, they don't really know what it's all about, but they just know that you did something good. So it's so simple to do. Just have to draw off the letter off the website, send it off to your town council. There's usually a person that works for the town that is in charge of that, and give it to that person, and who will then take it to the mayor. The mayor will sign off on it and usually make a public announcement at the town council. My public announcement will be made on April 4th, so just really close to the date, which really will, draw in the attention to the event. I hope that helps.
It did. Thanks very much. I'm just going to mute you again and continue, but thank you very much, Lori. So the other ways that we can do it, that was great information shared by Lori, and I really appreciate that, is to take some time and invite some important people out as well. So it could be, again, the mayor, it could be your MPP, it could be just anybody in your community who you feel that would bring, again, awareness to the day and to your office. If you like to write articles, awesome, because you know what? I think with staff being cut down, more and more of these newspapers out there just want to receive the media release or information about you. You can pull and use the one off the website, and you can make it your own and send that in. Take a picture of you holding some, gift from the heart items, some hearts or whatever, and send that in. I would be doing that very shortly as well, because it's amazing. Again, it's all about what the public perceives and about the people in your town getting to know. They're probably not the ones, as Lori said, coming for treatment, but they're going to be the ones who you're going to see later in your practices. So again, do that. Again, pick your target audience. In Ontario, I'll share with you that most of us see adult clients. Out west and east, it's not that way at all. It's a lot of children. In Ontario, we have a lot of publicly funded, government-funded programs for children up to the age of 18. So we seem to see a lot more adults in our Gift from the Heart days. So you might target certain churches, shelters, food banks. I did get some phone calls today about people saying, they're really busy with Syrian refugees, but remember they do have Blue Cross status as coming in as refugees, and their coverage will be usually covered for them. Not always, because I have been working with a lot myself, but again, those aren't always our target. I know they're on our doorstep right now, but there's still a lot of people within our communities who've been going without for very many years. And of course, the posters. Go to a local small business owner in your area and ask them if they'll print them out at no cost for you. I never have a problem with that. Okay, well, there was a picture of Lori and I right there, so you can get to see who Lori is if you've never met her. Lori invited me to come down to her office to do the Gift from the Heart a few times, and this is us doing our radio announcements. A lot of fun. Again, a lot of small towns and big towns. I've seen them on Good Morning in Toronto, Global TV. I've seen people from very large Toronto-based offices to small communities doing the same thing and getting out there and talking about the Gift from the Heart. It's so warming to my heart to see how you get involved and how you take this on to make it such an amazing recognition for our profession as dental hygienists. So this is just a recap of some of the things we've talked about having it proclaimed, taking time to educate within your community, get out to, and talk about your location, your business location, you yourself, the passion you have to give back. These are all really, really important aspects of what it takes to be, if you are an independent hygienist and own your own business. This is all marketing 101 and how to get recognized for what you're doing, giving back to your community. Never be afraid to ask for help. and I'm willing to give you all the help you need. Please don't hesitate to ask if there's something that you need help with. And sponsor help. I know I've showed you we have amazing sponsors on board, but your sponsor help can come within your community as well, and asking other small business owners and people within your community help you out as well. Sometimes our family are our best support systems on a day like the gift from the heart. Okay, I'm just going to hit you with another poll question here if you don't mind. I just want to find out a little bit more information. So what I'd like to know is if April the 9th, if you've done it before in a February date, if April the 9th is a good day. Well, it looks like everybody has answered and everybody says 100% yes. So thank you very much. Let me tell you why that happened, if you don't mind. I'll share with you why we went to the April date, and that was because for a lot of reasons, mainly public awareness, but I have been asked for a number of years to change the date with the CDHA to be with National Dental Hygiene Week, but I let it go because I really wanted us to stand on our own. However, um, with the weather changing so drastically, and especially on our eastern coast, most of the people out east, and I know you're listening tonight, were closing their practices hours before because it was so unpredictable in February. Also, we all of a sudden within that last 8 years, we had family days pop up, and they're not the same all over Canada. They're a week apart in different provinces, and so I couldn't find one that was going to be good for everybody to participate in. So it was getting to be a lot of different factors involved. And just because I could get a sponsor, if I went with National Dental Hygiene Week, as you can see, it makes a big difference. I really want to do what's best for our profession. I'm very, very passionate about being a dental hygienist and what we can do for our communities. So again, I took it under my belt, and I know I'm not going to please everybody, but I just think that it's going to be a better fit for the gift from the heart. So how do you choose your clients? I just had a question pop up and somebody's asking me, how do I choose and how many phone calls will I get when I start advertising? Yikes. Well, the first year I can't remember how many, but I know there was over 75 calls that I got. And how do you decide? I got people crying on the other end of the phone how much they need to get in. Well, I guess, for me, I just started making a list of people and prioritizing the best I could. I would ask them when was the last time they saw either a dental hygienist or a dentist to have anything done to their teeth, whether it be an examination, you have to say cleaning because they don't know what scaling means on a lot of occasions. So really, spell it out. And then I might have a break off point where I said, maybe 5 years out or 10 years out, those are people would be the top to my list. I'd also ask them if they had any means of helping to pay for it, whether, it's through a dental insurance, a government assisted program, anything that helps pay for their dental visits. Because some people get confused and then they don't know whether they'll say no, but because they have Ontario Works, knowing that the hygiene portion isn't covered. But you kind of want to need to know a little bit more about their, dental history in the past, what they've had done and when. The other thing you need to know is you have to do some scouting over the phone and eliminate through medical history as well. Remember the compromised client that we cannot see during these days. So, again, are they taking medications and spell it out, either natural remedies, vitamins, doctor prescribed, just ask them to tell you a little bit more about their medical history. That started the ball rolling. You talk a little bit about the program, that it's meant for those people in dire need that have not had, any kind of care for a long period of time. And it kind of weeds out, those people that might take advantage of the situation. So that's sort of how I looked at it and went with that. I just had another question pop up, and somebody said to me here, should I pre-book appointments? Yes. Okay, that's just my opinion, is to pre-book them. I've tried it both ways where people, and it didn't work well in February, obviously being out in the cold for people to line up. But I find that I know my day better and how to set up and how many people I'll need to help me if I have pre-booked appointments. I always get their phone number, their contact number, and ask them, if somebody doesn't show for, can you come in on short notice? The people who really want to come, they come just to wait to see if there's an opening that comes up. So again, those are just some ways you can do it. And just remember throughout it to have some fun while you're doing the gift from the heart. So let's not forget the date. It's coming up very soon on Saturday, April the 9th, 2016. You're probably, thinking, why does she put this slide up here? And I have so many people who, some that don't tell me and others who do say, you know what, we're going to be, especially when it was in February, we're going to be away that week. I'm going to do it the following week. Or, my daughter has a hockey game. I can't miss that. So Saturday doesn't work for me. We're going to do it Friday. Well, you wouldn't do the Terry Fox run on an alternate day. You wouldn't do the CIBC Run for the Cure on an alternate day. Those are the days set aside for those events, as is the Gift from the Heart. It's on Saturday, April the 9th. So I just kind of, I don't know, I don't want to be, sounding snootish and all this or anything, but that is the day that we are participating, that we're getting our names out to the public and telling the stakeholders and everybody who's listening just how many people in Canada, in our communities, in our cities, still are in desperate, desperate need of oral health care. And I have to tell you, it's the best feeling ever at the end of the day, or when you get hugs from clients who, not necessarily want to show their faces, but they want to show their gratitude for what you've done. I mean, taking a day out of your busy life to, to offer them something that they just wouldn't normally get. And, there's just nothing else like it, I must tell you. So again, remember, register if you haven't already. If you have, make sure you get out there and check the website to make sure all the information is correct that's on there, so that I can ask, to make sure that everything is getting mailed out correctly. I really, really appreciate that. I just wanted to take a minute and ask the attendees if I could ask them, their reason for participating, if they had any stories. I'm just going to pick a few people. I'm not going to pick everybody. The list is way too long here. So if you don't mind, I'm just going to pick a couple people. If you don't want to chat, no problem. Let's go to Catherine. Catherine Martin. Are you there, Catherine? Catherine? No, Catherine. Okay, let's go to Aaron. Aaron, are you there? I'm sure I'm unmuting you. Let's try another. Mez, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Hi, how are you?
Good, how are you?
Good. This is your first time, is it not?
Yes, it is.
So what was your deciding factor, if you wouldn't mind sharing, why you decided to get involved in the Gift from the Heart? Are there a lot of people in your community that need the care?
Yes, there is, and I just wanted to volunteer my services, so I was able to do it, so I wanted to definitely participate this year.
Very good. Well, I'm thrilled. It's so inspiring to see new people coming out all the time and learning from that as well. So wait, I see. Thank you so much, Mez, for doing this and getting involved. I can't wait to see your pictures and hear all about your day when you're done. And thank you again.
Okay.
Lori Lawrence, I see your hand waving there. What do you have to say, Lori?
Well, you know me. I don't have too much to say ever. Well, I guess in summary, I would just like to say, anybody who's listening, if you haven't participated in the Gift from the Heart, one of the most amazing feelings that you're going to feel is when your heart starts to expand in your chest. It usually happens around an hour and a half into the Gift from the Heart. I always have volunteers that come to my office every year, and sometimes I have new volunteers, and it's a game now for me. They come in and in the morning and they want to see where all the supplies are, they want to see the schedule, they want to see how it's all going to work, how much time do we have, when are we having lunch, kind of going through all the same criteria you do when you go to work. And I sit back and I tell them everything, and then I watch. And after the first client, you can almost feel their heart pounding in their chest. They're so thrilled because they get that hug or they get that acknowledgement of how grateful the client is for doing a service for nothing. And the next thing you know, they're eager to start the second client. When in reality, we have so many volunteers, we like to rotate. And before you know it, the newbies want to work the whole day. They just are getting such these endorphins flying through their bloodstream because they're giving back to life in general. And their eyes just light up. Their hearts are just pounding, and they're so excited. And for me, after doing this for many years, it's just so enlightening for me to watch this whole wave take over my office. And at the end of the day, as you know, Bev, we usually talk at the end of our days, and we talk with everyone across Canada, and we all feel the exact same emotion. And it's the emotion you get from this day. Yes, we're helping those in our community that don't have finances to have their teeth cleaned, and we get those hugs and we get those handwritten little notes saying thank you. But it's how we feel as colleagues together as one unified group that is priceless, truly priceless. And I encourage everybody to take a moment and just sort of seize the day and enjoy every minute of it, because it's truly magical.
Thank you, Lori. I appreciate your comments.
No problem.
So the last thing I just want to encourage everybody to do is to, again, share your stories. Get them posted up there. If you haven't liked the Gift from the Heart on Facebook, do that, because I'll be sharing, as much as you send me, I put out there and share. The news media picks that up. I really want you to be recognized for everything that you're doing. So if you could, start posting, getting onto your websites as well, put the logo up, whatever you can put out there, share information. We'll all share amongst us. And again, it just helps to bring some recognition to our profession, remembering too that we're giving a reason for these people to smile. I have to share one last story as I go off the air, and that was I was working at Lori's, or not working, I was participating a number of years ago at Lori's office in Smith Falls, and people come in and they say, how can I thank you? I mean, this I could never afford, and I don't have a lot to give. I don't know how I can give back. What can I give you? And we would just say nothing. Just you coming and a hug and a smile is thanks enough. This person went away, and before the end of the day, I think it was even before lunch hour, they were probably one of our morning clients, came back with a case of water, because that's all he could afford to give was a case of water, but he did not want to know that he wasn't giving something back for what we gave him. And it touched my heart. I mean, that's just one of so many, many stories that I could tell you. And I know that you, as Lori said, will all develop your own stories. So I thank you again for joining me tonight on this webinar. Again, my name is Bev Woods, and I'm the founder and the organizer of the event. And I look forward to seeing your names come up every year. And I really, really, from the bottom of my heart, thank you for participating in the 2016 Gift from the Heart. Have a great evening, everyone, and we'll see you all soon. Bye-bye.